Welcome to Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, where tonight it is the Cincinnati Reds take on the Philadelphia Phillies on Monday Night Baseball. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Veterans Stadium, where tonight is the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Hello, everybody. Mr. Utah Mike, the Sports Time Machine, brings you coverage of Monday Night Baseball here in the 1976 replay. And let's take a look at some statistics as we get this game started tonight. First of all, the Reds come in with a 9-4 record, while the Phillies come in with a great 10-1 record. And this game will be played here at the Vet. The umpires tonight will be Terry Tata behind the plate, Doug Harvey at first, John Kibler at second, and Frank Poley will be around third. This game again is on April 26, 1976. And let's get to the particulars for tonight's game. As you give me one moment here, we'll get things set up. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup for today's game. It'll be Jim Kaat, who's really been on a hot streak for these Phillies, will take on Fred Norman of the Cincinnati Reds. And also, here are your starting lineups for today's game, just so you have it, so you can put it in your scorebook for today. In your scorebook for the Reds, Pete Rose will lead off in third, Dave Concepcion batting second at short, George Foster gets the start in center today, Tony Perez at first, Johnny Bench batting fifth behind the plate, Bob Bailey gets the start in left, Joel Youngblood gets the start in right, Doug Flynn at second, and Fred Norman is your pitcher. Again, we're without Cesar Geronimo and without Joe Morgan. We'll have to see if our camera crew can see Morgan in the dugout, or maybe we can get word if Morgan is available. For the Phillies, Dave Cash leading off at second, Larry Bowa at short, Mike Schmidt, the young third baseman, batting third, the Bull, Greg Luzinski, batting fourth and left, Ollie Brown bats fifth, plays right, Gary Maddox, the Secretary of Defense, batting sixth in center, Bobby Tollins at first, Bob Boone behind the plate, and on the mound, the kitty, Jim Kaat, who is having a great season so far for these Phillies. Let's get down to the ballpark as we'll get the first pitch underway. So here we go. Jim Kaat on the mound. He's 3-0 on the young season with a 1.61 ERA so far. Only 25 hits through 22 innings. Has yet to give up a home run in 22 innings. And this was a solid year for Kitty, only giving up 241 hits in 228 innings. They're going to need him today. The Cincinnati Red lineup is defending world champions. So here's Rose. He's off to an MVP start, hitting .482, 9 doubles, and 5 runs batted in. Switch hitting Rose against the left-hitting Kaat, and we are underway here at the Vet. First pitch of the ball game. And that is going to be a 6-2. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Gary Maddox is there. He will make a step to his left. He waits and makes the catch for the first out. So that is the first out of the ball game. And now here's the shortstop, Dave Concepcion, always known to hit lefties really well, hitting .341 on the season, a triple, a home run, and 6 runs batted in. Concepcion, right-handed hitter, shortstop from Venezuela. Boone behind the plate. Jim Kaat looks in, and the pitch. That will be a 5-6, and that is a pop-up to second. Cash is there. He'll call off Tolan. He waits and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, and now here's the center fielder, George Foster. He gets the start in center today. He's hitting .225, a home run, and 7 ribbies. Right-handed hitter. Boone behind the plate. Kaat looks in. Here is the pitch from Kaat to Foster. 2-9, and that ball is gone. Deep to left field. Luzinski's going to go back. He's going to run out of room. It is way back and gone. Gone, goodbye. So George Foster homers the left center field, and the Reds take a 1-0 lead. So now here's the first baseman, Tony Perez. Foster goes bing. He goes way back out of there and gone goodbye. So home run Foster, 1-0 Cincinnati. And that, folks, is a 1-0 lead. So a big home run for Foster. Here's Perez. 333, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 6 RBIs. First home run of the year given up by Kaat. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat looks in. Here's the pitch to Perez. That is going to be a pop up to first. Bobby Tolan is there. He'll come down and wait for it and make the catch. So if you haven't sitting down yet, you missed the big red machine. 1 run, 1 hit, and nobody left. 1/2 inning of play, 1-0 Cincinnati. So now here is the Philly lineup. Cash, Boa, Schmidt. The bat against the left-hander, Fred Norman. Norman on the year, 1-0. He's been in 12 innings of start. 8 hits, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts. We spoke to Sparky. He does not have a short time with Norman. They always seem to argue. Sparky really gets Norman out of there before he even gets in any trouble. We'll see how Sparky is with the hook today. Here's Cash. He's hitting .280, 2 triples and 4 RBIs. Again, he's batting from the right-hand side. Bench puts down the sign. Fred Norman, the left-hander. Here's the pitch. Norman on a 1-8, and that's a base hit for Dave Cash. Through the middle for a base hit. Cash has got some speed, but you got to deal with Johnny Bench behind the plate. Here's a shortstop, Larry Boa, hitting .205, 2 doubles, a triple, and 4 runs batted in. Switch hitting Boa, batting from the right side. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the stretch. Here is the pitch to Boa, and looks like Boa's going to lay down a bunt. Cash will go to second. Gillick plays to first, and the Phillies got a runner in scoring position. Now here's the young third baseman. I'm talking young third baseman, Michael Jack Schmidt. 43 at-bats, 4 doubles, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. He's a young-looking, powerful kid there at third base. He's going to be in this Philly organization for a long time and probably get a lot of home runs. Let's see if Norman can pitch around him. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the stretch. Runner on second, 1 out. Pitch to Schmidt. That's a 1-9. Ground ball, hard hit to Concepcion. He'll look Cash back. Throw to Perez, and there is 2 outs. So now here is Greg Luzinski. He's having some start. 432, 44 at-bats, a double, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. So solid year from the Bull. Not a defensive master, but boy, can he get the bat on the ball. He is a good hitter. Bench behind the plate, sets the target. Norman looks in. Gates, Ollie Brown on deck, and he is a left-handed killer. So you don't want to pitch around Luzinski here. Norman from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Luzinski. 6-6 ground ball to second. That's the young second baseman Flynn. He comes up with it, throws him out, and the Phillies are done in the first. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We played 1, Reds 1, Phillies nothing. So now with Jim Kaat coming on the mound, he must pitch the Bench, Bailey, and Youngblood. Bench on the year is hitting .227, kind of a struggle, double, triple, still looking for his first home run and 3 ribbies. Bench, one of the best high-profile catchers in baseball. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat looks in. Here's the pitch to Johnny Bench. 6-9, and that is going to be a rope down the line, left center field. Luzinski just does not have the range to get this one. This will bounce up against the wall. Bench will go in the second standing, and he has a double. So a double for Johnny Bench. So now here's Bob Bailey. He's been up 10 times, a double, 3 RBIs, kind of used sparingly by manager Sparky Anderson. Right-handed hitting Bailey. Gets the start in left today. Boone sets the target. Kaat from the stretch. Runner on second, nobody out. Pitch to Bailey. 3-3. Shallow fly ball right field. Ollie Brown, who has a pretty good arm, actually. He'll come in. He'll position himself. Let's see if Bench will go. And he will stay put, 1 away. Here is a young third right fielder, plays a lot of positions. Joel Youngblood, first at bat this year. Kind of plays different spots, gets the emergency start in right field. And again, the Reds are without Griffey, they're without Morgan. Again, are these people going to be available if Sparky needs them? So we'll look out the bench. Both Griffey, Morgan, Geronimo are all available if needed. This might be Sparky's way to avoid a left-handed pitcher in Kaat. So we'll see if Sparky maybe has the platoon in him that Casey Stengel came up with. Boone puts the sign down. Kaat from the stretch. 1 out. Runner on second. Pitch to Youngblood. 6-8. base hit. Joel Youngblood, his first at bat here's a base hit. Bench will score from second without a throw. 2-0 Cincinnati. So a big RBI for Joel Youngblood. Second baseman Doug Flynn. He's 1 for 2 RBI in the young season, getting the start in front of Morgan today. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Flynn. 6-5 ground ball to second. Goes over to Youngblood and makes the play. So there's 2 outs here in the second. So give me one moment here as we continue on here. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry. All right, so we're back here. So here's Freddie Norman as the hitter, who hit 140 that year, 1 RBI. He's a right-handed hitting pitcher. Youngblood at second, 2 outs. Cincinnati already up 2-0. Boone sets the target. Kaat from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Norman. That is a pop-up straight to third. Schmidt waits. He'll call off Boa, makes the catch, and the Reds will strand one. But they get one more, and they lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the second innings. These Reds are looking good so far. Now it brings up Ollie Brown, Gary Maddox, and Bob Tolan. Again, Ollie Brown gets the start today with his love of left-handed pitching. He's hitting 200, 2 for 10, a double, but he really hits lefties quite well. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the stretch, from the windup, I should say, and the pitch. 6-6. Ground ball to second. Flynn is there. He'll wait and throws a strike to Perez for out number 1. So now here's Gary Maddox, young center fielder, came over from the Giants, had a great start, 43 at-bats, 2 doubles, a homer, 5 RBIs, hitting a robust .349, and he's got some speed. Bench puts down the target. Norman from the windup. Here's the pitch to Maddox. 3-9 and a walk to Maddox. Let's see what Maddox does. Here is the first baseman, Bob Tolan. He's only had 1 at-bat this season without a hit. He's kind of getting started, emergency start for the Philadelphia Phillies today. Runner on first, 1 man out. Reds up by 2-0. Bench puts down the target. Norman from the stretch. Maddox to take a good lead. Here's the pitch to Tolan, 4-6, and he walks him. So now the Phillies got 2 on and 1 man out. It brings up the catcher, Bob Boone, hitting 200, 35 at-bats, 4 doubles, a homer, and 9 RBIs. 2 on and 1 out. Bench puts down the target. Norman now working from the stretch. His first big jam of the day. Here's the pitch to Boone. And that's going to be a 2-6. That will be around the horn double play. Mr. Rose picks it up. Goes to Flynn to Perez. And a double plays in order. That will end the second. With no runs on the board, we play 2. It's the Reds 2 and the Phils nothing here at the Vet as we play Monday Night Baseball. So now we'll go ahead here in the top of the third. Pete Rose, the batter. Rose flied out his first time up. Like he said, he's been on an unbelievable streak, hitting .474, 9 doubles and 5 ribbies. Rose is a switch hitter, batting from the right-hand side. Charlie hustles, he's known in St. Louis. Boone puts down the target. Kaat, left-handed starter, the pitch to Rose. 2-6, and there's a base hit for Rose. He gets yet another base hit. That is Cincinnati's 4th hit of the ball game. Now here is the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. 15 of 45 so far in the season, hitting .333, triple homer, 6 ribbies. Boone sets the target. Kaat from the stretch. Again, Kaat in trouble with the runner on, nobody out. Here's the pitch to Concepcion. 2-9, and that is a shot to the gap. Golly, Brown's not going to get it. It's going to go over his head. Let's see if they score. Rose from first. Ollie Brown's got a gun on him. They will really have to try. Here's the throw. It is. Got him. Oh, what a play. Rose is out at the plate. Call it a double for Concepcion. Goes to third on the throw. And the Reds are cut off at the plate from 9-4 to 2. So Ollie Brown makes a perfect throw to Cash, who pivots, throws to Boone, who applies the tag. 2-0 Cincinnati, runner on third and 1 man out. The Phillies ready bringing the infield in. Here's Foster, long home run in the first. So let's see what they do here. Boone behind the plate sets the target for him. Kaat from the stretch. You can tell he's not fooling anybody right now. Here's the pitch to Foster. 2-2 is a pop-up. He got what he needed. Cash will call running off, makes the play, and that is 2 outs. So bring the infield back now. And here is one of the best RBI men in baseball, Tony Perez. Perez 0 for 1, a pop-up his first time up. Concepcion with good speed off third is taking the lead in foul territory. You're taught to do that early on as a little leaguer. Boom, puts down the target. Kaat from the stretch. Runner on third and 2 out. Pitch to Perez. 5-12, fly ball center field. There's 2 outs. Matic will camp under this. He waits, makes the catch, and the Reds will stand a runner on third. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 Cincinnati. So now for the Phillies, Jim Kaat, we followed by Dave Cash and Larry Boa against the left-hander Freddie Norman, who seems to be settling in under. He's pitched 2 innings, given up 1 hit so far. 1 hit and 2 walks. So far the walks haven't hurt him. Bench puts down the target, Fred Norman. Kaat, normally a good hitting pitcher, hit 177 with a home run on the season. So we'll see what kind of power Kaat has here. 3-4 ain't struck him out. Norman tied him up. First out here in the third. Here's Dave Cash. He singled to start the first. Cash, a good-looking player, good speed. He gets really good ball hit ratio most of the time. Give me 1 second, folks. Sorry, folks, I was needed to answer a quick question. Here's Dave Cash now, and we go to Cash. So pitch from Norman, and that is going to be a ground ball to third. Rose has got it, picks up and throws to Perez, and that's the second out. Here's Boa. Boa the hitter. See, sacrifice bunch first time up, so no official at bat. Kind of staggering so far, hitting 205. Again, not a great hitter. He's there more for his defense, has good speed. Kid steals some bases, but not when you have John Bench behind the plate. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the stretch. From the windup, here's the pitch. 4-9, and there you go. Base hit Larry Boa. He's on at first with 2 outs. Extends the inning for Michael Jack Schmidt, who can get the Phillies back in this game. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. Bench puts down the sign. Norman working from the stretch. He really needed to get Boa there. That way he doesn't have to pitch to Schmidt or Luzinski here. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. Schmidt hits a rope into left center field. That will be trouble. Bailey cannot get it. Goes slowly to the wall. Boa will score without even a throw. Michael Jack Schmidt will go to third, and he stands there with a 2-out triple. So the Phillies are back in this game, making it 2-1. And now here's Greg Luzinski. Grounded out his first time up. He has a chance to tie it here. Schmidt will take the lead off third with 2 out. Philly fans on their feet. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the stretch. 2-1 Cincinnati here in the third. Pitch to him, 5-9, shallow right field. Joel Youngblood is there. He'll come in, make the catch, and that's all for the Phillies in the third. They get a run on a couple hits. They strand 1 at the end of 3. It's 2-1 Reds. Here's a out-of-town scoreboard for you. Braves lead the Mets 2-1. Pirates lead the Dodgers 1-0. Padres over the Cubs 4-2. While the Cardinals lead the Giants 2-0. Only American League game on the slate are the Angels and Brewers, and we're tied at 2 there in Milwaukee. Top of the fourth, 2-1 Cincinnati. It'll be Bench, Bailey, and Youngblood against the left-hander Kaat. Boom, puts down the target. Kaat looks in, and the wind up the Bench. That'll be a 3-8 and draws the walk. So Bench is on. Big opportunity for Johnny, and here's Bob Bailey. So Bailey comes up, flied out his first time up. Kaat has to start getting the ball over the plate, or he's going to have to come out of there. Danny Ozark's going to have to make a decision. Boone sets the target. Kaat from the stretch. Runner on first, nobody out. Pitch to Bailey. 6-11. That could be two with Boa. Boa feeds the Cash over to Tolan and double play. 6-4-3. So Larry Boa pitches at the Cash, turns around, throws a strike to Tolan, and two quick outs here in the fourth. Here's Joel Youngblood. RBI single his last time up was his first at bat of the year, resulted in a ribby. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat the left-hander. Here's the pitch to Youngblood. 4-4, and that's a pop-up, I believe, behind the plate. Should be a catch for bench, and makes the catch. So Boone makes the play, and that ends the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-1 Reds. So now we go to the bottom of the fourth. Ollie Brown, Gary Maddox, and Bob Tolan for the Phillies here in the fourth. 2-1 Reds, Monday Night Baseball for this day, April 26th, I believe, in 1976. Again, we'll take a look. It's 4/26 of 1976. Probably our last game of the month of April. Before we jump into May for our next Saturday game. Bench puts down the sign. Norman looks in. Here's the windup to Ollie Brown. 4-4 and struck him out. And Ollie Brown just gave the home plate umpire a piece of his word. He got him looking, so Norman gets a big strikeout. Here's Maddox. Maddox walked his first time up. Bench sets the sign. Norman, the left-hander, to the right-handed Maddox. And the pitch. That's a shallow fly ball center field. Foster there makes the catch, and two outs here in the fourth. Let's see if the Phillies can extend the inning. Here's the left-handed hitter, Bob Tolan. Tolan, so far, he walked his first time up. You can see where sort of Norman had the issue of the inning by putting Phillies runners on base. Lefty here. Bench sets the target. Norman, the left-hander, with the pitch to Tolan. 5-7 and struck him out. Tolan swung on a bad pitch, and that's the fourth inning here at the Vet. We played 4. It's 2-1 Reds. So now be Flynn, Norman, and Rose to bat against Kaat here in the top of the fifth. So far, the Reds are 2-5-0, while the Phillies are 1-3-0. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat looks in. Left-handed starter to Doug Flynn, and the pitch. 5-10. Pop up to short. That should be Boa. Calls off Cash. Makes the first catch here in the fifth. So Flynn's retired. Now here's Freddie Norman, the pitcher here. He'll get another shot here. He popped up his first time up. Norman's a right-handed hitter. Boone sets the target. Kaat with a big wind up the pitch to Norman. And that's a ground ball to second. Here's Cash. Picks it up and flips it to Tolan for the second out. Here's Pete Rose, 1 for 2, single back in the third. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat looks in, left-handed starter to the switch-hitting Rose. 5-6, and popped it up. Cash is there. This should be in the bottom of the fifth coming up. Reds go 1-2-3 here in the Vet, but they hold to the slimmest of leads. They lead it by 1, 2-1. So it'll be Boone, Kaat, and Cash against Norman here in the fifth. 2-5-0 for Cincinnati, 1-3-0 for the Philadelphia Phils. Bench puts down the sign. Norman looks in, the left-hander. Here's the pitch to Boone. That's a 2-6. Round ball to third. Another slow grounder. Rose picks it up, has time, throws to Perez for out number 1. Here's the hitting pitcher, Jim Kaat. Struck out his first time up. He's a left-handed hitter. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the top of the mound, the lefty-to-lefty combination. 3-10, fly ball right field. He got a piece of this one. Youngblood will step back or so, make the catch, and that is 2 outs here in the fifth. So now here's the second baseman, Dave Cash. He's 1 for 2, single back in the first. Cash, good hitter against left-handed pitching. Bench puts down the sign. Norman looks in. Left-handed starter to the right-handing Dave Cash. 2 outs. 5-7. Got the inside corner as Cash swung but couldn't hold the swing. We played 5 here at the Vet. It's 2-1 Reds. So top of the 6th, Concepcion Foster Perez against Kaat here in the 6th inning. Kaat pitching well. Just gave up that home run to Foster back in the first. An RBI single to Youngblood in the second. The Phillies came back with, I believe, an RBI triple from Schmidt back in the third. Boone puts down the sign. Jim Kaat looks in. Here's the wind-up pitch to Dave Concepcion. Sixth hit. Uh-oh, that could be gone. Kaat knew it. He looked at it. He's going to hope it stays in the ballpark. Luzinski's going back to the track. He looks up. He's going to try to make a leap. Nope, runs out of room. It's gone. Home run. So Dave Concepcion with a long home run. Reds now take a 3-1 lead as that one carried out of here, and the Reds take the lead. So Luzinski just ran out of real estate. So now here's Foster. He homered back in the first, a big red machine, getting a home run from a very unlikely source in Dave Concepcion. Boone sets the target. Kaat looks in. Here's the windup to Foster. 5-7. That's a shot for a base hit. Let's see if Foster can get more than one on this. Nope, it'll be a long single for Foster, and he's 2 for 3. So you can see Danny Ozark's concerns right now. He's giving a little too much. And now here's Perez. He's 0 for 2 so far. He's popped up and flied out. Boone puts down the sign. Kaat from the stretch. 3-1 Cincinnati. Pitch to Perez. 2-5 and walk. Boy, did he have his swing, and he just missed. And that'll be it for Kaat, I believe. Ozark's on the top step. He'll call for timeout, and I believe that's all for the kitty Kaat. So bench will wait for a new pitcher, I believe. It will be a new pitcher, and it will be Ron Schuler. So Ron Schuler will come in. Schuler, no record on the year. He's pitched 2 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Again, he's not having a good year out of the bullpen for these Phils. First and second, nobody out. Boone sets the target. Schuler, the right-hander, to the right-handed hitting bench. Here's the big pitch. 1-4. Sky to left field. Luzinski's going to go back maybe a step or 2. Comes in, makes the catch. Foster will go ahead and make a throw. No, it was a nice decoy as Foster heads back to second. First and second, 1 out. Here is Bob Bailey. Bailey so far in the year is 0 for 2. Grounded into a double play his last time up. He's officially, I believe, 2 for 12, hitting .250, 3 for 12, with a double and 3 RBIs. Boone sets the target. Schuler from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Bailey, and that's going to be a strike. I'm out looking. Bailey looks at called third strike. And here's Joel Youngblood. His first at bat of the season was back in the second inning. Got a base hit off Kaat and a run batted in. He fouled out his last time up. So now it's 2 on and 2 bunny out. Reds trying to add a huge insurance run here. Boone sets the target. Schuler from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Youngblood. 4-8 and struck him out. Ron Schuler with a nice inning. Reds get a run on a Concepcion home run at 3-1 Cincinnati. We go to the bottom of the 6th. So now it'll be Boa, Schmidt, and Luzinski against Norman. Switch hitting Boa so far is 1 for 1. A single and a sacrifice bunt back in the first. Bench puts down the sign. Norman from the windup. Here's the pitch to Boa. 6-5's a pop up straight up. Perez will wait for it. He'll go in fair territory and makes the catch for the first out here in the 6th. Here's Michael Jack Schmidt grounded out and a long triple back in the 3rd inning. Bench puts down the sign. Norman with a big windup and pitch to Schmidt. He has a little room to work here. Oh, a fly ball right field. Schmidt may have missed his swing. Youngblood will back up a shot or 2. Makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. Boy, did Schmidt just miss that one. He's a young slugger, and boy, he doesn't miss many. Here is the bull, Greg Luzinski. He's 0 for 2. Grounded out and flied out. Bench puts down the sign. Norman, the left-hander, trying to go 1-2-3. Nice low-maintenance inning. Here's the pitch. That's a fly ball right field. Youngblood's did not get a good jump at this. This is probably going to drop in front of him. He has to corral, make sure it doesn't go past him. And he makes the catch. Oh, nice catch for Youngblood. We played 6 here at the Vet. It is 3-1 Reds. So here's the out-of-town scoreboard we do every 3 innings here on the show. Braves lead the Mets 3-1. Pirates and the Dodgers at 2-2. Padres doing a job on the Cubbies 7-2. It is the Cardinals over Giants 3-1, and the Angels have taken the lead in Milwaukee by a score of 5-4. Top of the 7th here in 1976 replay, Monday Night Baseball. It's 3-1 Cincinnati. We play the 7th as Ron Schuler will now pitch to Flynn, Norman, and Rose. So good. So Boone puts down the sign. Shule, the right-hander, see if he can continue to pitch you a good inning. Here's a pitch and draws the walk. Oh, Schuler cannot believe it. He's asking where that one was. Flynn's on at first, and here's Norman. You could expect the bunt coming. They didn't even have the corners in here, so anything could possibly happen here. All right, Boone sets the target. Schuler from the stretch, and they're going to take out Fred Norman. He's not happy about it, and they're going to bring in Mike Lum. So Lum will come in. Lum so far in the year has been up 22 times, a double, a triple, 3 RBIs. You can see Norman and Sparky are going at it. Boone puts down the sign. Schuler from the stretch. Here's a pitch to Lum. And Lum, ground ball to short. That should be 2. Boa looks. He turns the cash to Nolan. Double play. 6-4-3. So now here's Pete Rose. Boy, Freddie Norman can be tied. He was pitching real well out there. I think Sparky's really playing the percentages. Boone puts down the sign. Schuler from the windup. Here's the pitch to Rose. And that's a fly ball to center. Matic will be there. Matic will come in on it, make the easy catch, and that's all for the Reds in the 7th. Hey, let's get up and stretch. Here in the city of brotherly love, it's Cincinnati 3, Phillies 1. So now coming in for Cincinnati, Pedro Borbon, 1-1, 1 save. He's been in 12 innings, giving up 21 hits. He's had a hard time getting the fastball over the plate. 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, a 6.5 ERA. Sparky says it's just a confidence issue. It's the first month of the season. He's going to see if Pedro can get himself out of this. It'll be a righty, Brown, Maddox, and Tolan here. Bench puts down the sign. Bourbon looks in. Here's the pitch. And, the Phillies are going to pinch hit for Ollie Brown and bring in their backup catcher, Tim McCarver, 3 for 4, double. 3 RBIs on the season. So the catcher comes in, McCarver. Bench puts down the sign. Bourbon with a pitch to him. And that's going to be a pop-up to second. So Flynn will wait for it to come down, make the catch, and that's 1 out in the 7th. So Ollie Brown's taken out of there with the righty that comes in. And now here's Gary Maddox. Maddox is 0 for 1. He walked back in the 2nd, flied out in the 4th. Maddox a right-handed hitter. Bench puts down the sign. Bourbon looks in, 1 out, and the pitch to Gary Maddox. 2-8, ground ball to 3rd. Rose has got it. He knows he's got to pick up the speed. He got it. Throws a strike to Perez. And that's 2 outs here in the 7th. So here's Bob Tolan. A little more comfortable hitting against the righty. Walked back in the 2nd and struck out back in the 4th. So Bench puts down the sign for him. Gives the good look. Bourbon looks in. Here's the windup to Bob Tolan. And that's a strikeout for Tolan as Pedro Bourbon has himself a good, solid 7th inning. Let's go to the 8th. It's 3-1 Reds. So Concepcion, Foster, Perez, the bat for the Reds here in the 8th. So now, big opportunity. Concepcion has popped up, doubled, and a long home run in the 6th. This is a righty against righty situation for Concepcion. Boone puts down the sign. Schuler, the right-hander, versus Concepcion. 5-8 and struck him out. So Concepcion, 1 strikeout here in the 8th. And here's Foster. He homered in the 1st, singled in the 6th. He was 2 for 3 against Kaat. So now Ron Schuler gets his first chance against the big man who came over again from the San Francisco Giants. And I mean, that was a thunderous trade. That opened up Pete Rose to play 3rd base and gave Foster a spot to play in the outfield and making the Reds, as they say, a long, more lengthier lineup. Boone sets in the target. Schuler, the right-hander, against Foster. 6-4. Uh-oh, that's gone. That may hit the 2nd deck. Luzinski did not even move. That is long, far, goodbye baseball. Home run. Foster, his 2nd of the ball game. And the Reds take a 4-1 lead. Boy, did that get out of here in a hurry. And if and you think anything hit that far, ought to have a stewardess on, as they say in Bull Durham, as that one hit a long way. So Foster gets his 2nd of the game here in the 8th inning. Reds lead by 3, 4-1. Their 3rd home run of the game. Here's Tony Perez. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Boone sets the target. Schuler with the windup. Here's the pitch to Perez. Perez hits a line drive base hit, his first hit of the ball game. Oh my. Perez on with one out here in the 8th. Here's Bench, 1 for 2 with a double back in the 2nd inning. Boone puts down the sign. Schuler from the stretch hits the Bench, and that will be a fly ball left field. Bench just got under it. Luzinski will come in. He comes in, looks, and makes the catch for the 2nd out here in the 8th. Reds lead by 3, 4-1. So far, the Reds 4 runs on 9 hits, while the Phillies been held to 1 run on only 3 hits. 2 outs here in the 8th. Reds without a little extra insurance run here. Boone puts down the sign. Schuler from the stretch. Runner on first and 2 out. Pitch to Bailey. 5-8 and got him on strikes and ends the 8th inning. But the Reds get a run. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 4-1 Reds. So Boone, a pinch hitter for Schuler most likely, and Dave Cash will bat against Bourbon here in the 8th. So Bench puts down the sign. As so far, Bench goes out and talks to him. So Boone sets, here we go. Bench puts down the sign. Bourbon with a big wind up to Boone. And that's a ground ball short. Concepcion there. He takes a good strong throw. And the Perez one away in the 8th. So let's see who bats for Schuler here. And it will be Tommy Harmon. Harmon, 3 for 4 in the year with 2 doubles. So Bench puts down the sign. Bourbon, the right-hander, who looks a lot better today than he has been in future outings. Fly ball left field. Bob Bailey will come in. He reaches, makes the catch for 2 outs. Looks like we have a Cincinnati substitution as Ken Griffey came in the ball game to play right field. That should shore up Cincinnati's defense a little bit. He takes over for Youngblood. 2 outs in the 8th for Dave Cash. He's 1 for 3. Bourbon to look 2 solid innings here. Bench puts down the sign. Bourbon looks in, and here's the pitch to Cash. 4-10, fly ball center field. Foster did not get a good jump on this. Let's see if he comes in and puts the glove on it. He's going to have to get there in a hurry. Puts the glove down and makes the catch. Oh, what a catch by Foster. We go to the 9th with the score. Reds 4, Phillies 1. New pitcher for the Phils will be Wayne Twitchell. Tommy Harmon will stay in the game and play second base. Tim McCarver stayed in the game, will play first base, and that should be it for substitutions. So the Phillies kind of putting some different defensive alignments out there. So as we go to the 9th, the Reds 4 runs on 9 hits, while the Phillies have been stopped with 1 run on 3 hits. Now brings up a very young right-handed hitter, Ken Griffey. He's had most of the game off. He's had a rest. He's been a 54 times, hitting a robust, as we say in the sports language, 389, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. So Boone sets the target. Twitchell looks in. He's a right-hander. Here's the pitch to Griffey. 2-7 and struck him out. So Griffey swung on and missed. 1 out in the 9th. And here's Doug Flynn, 0 for 2 with a walk. Boone puts down the sign. Twitchell looks in the right-hander. Here's the pitch to Flynn. That's a 5-6 and struck him out. 2 away. So 2 away right there. I was curious about a question, and I guess I can make a joke about it right now, that the Griffeys are enjoying their life with their kid. His name is Ken Griffey Jr. He's been on the scene here on the baseball diamond. He's about 7 years old, and he said they put up a little fence out there for him. He's clearing that fence already, even at age 7. They think this kid has a lot of possibilities being only 7, and they really love him around the clubhouse. So that's Ken Griffey Jr. Remember that name, folks. Again, he's 6 now. He'll be 7 in November. And they say this kid already swinging like his daddy. So we go to the 9th and 2 outs. Here's Bourbon. Let's see if they bat for him here. Boone puts down the sign. Twitchell looks in, and they will bat for Bourbon. They'll bring in Morgan. So the Reds are going to take a chance. They're going to bring up the reigning MVP. He's been up 49 times. 2 doubles, 2 homers, 11 RBIs, and he's hitting .306. Getting a start today. Boone puts down a sign. Twitchell looks in. Here's the pitch to Morgan. 4-10. Ground ball to second. Harmon's got it. Tough play goes to first. No play. Morgan will beat it out. That's an infield hit with 2 outs in the ninth. And now here's Rose. Let's see if Morgan can get a jump here. Boone puts down the sign. Twitchell looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Rose. 5-8 struck him out. And now do it for the Reds in the ninth. Let's go to the bottom of the ninth. Let's get the Phillies. Got a rally in their bones because it's 4-1 Cincinnati as we go to the ninth. Cincinnati 4-10-0 while the Phillies are 1-3-0. Boa, Schmidt, Luzinski to bat against Sandy Alcala. So far, he's been in 7 innings of work, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. No save. This is a save situation. Now, Alcala is a right-handed pitcher. We'll pitch to Boa, Schmidt, and the Bull. Bench puts down the sign. Alcala, the right-hander. Here's the pitch to Boa. 4-10, it draws the walk. So already the Phillies got a man on, and it's something chance to do it here. Here is Schmitty. 1 for 3, RBI triple back in the third. Bench puts down the sign. Alcala from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. 2-5 struck him out. He really tested Schmidt there, up by 3. He went up on him and struck him out. So here's Luzinski. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts. Big opportunity for the Bull here. Bench puts down the sign. Alcala from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Luzinski. 4-10. There is. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be gets a piece of it, lifted over the infield. It should be an easy out, and it is. So it's 2 outs there. So now here's Tim McCarver getting a second chance. He popped up against Bourbon his first time up. He's a left-handed hitter hitting against Alcala. So again, last chance for the Phils here. Let's see if they can put a man on and possibly put the tying runner on for Matic here. Bench puts down the sign. Alcala from the stretch. Here's the pitch to McCarver. That's a 2-7. And no! What a play by Doug Flynn. He makes the game-saving play in the game. He went to his right and made a fantastic dive and catch. Shows the ball to the umpire. And they call him out. And that will be the ball game. What a play by Flynn. It was a 1-18 single, and he rolled the 20. So the Phillies are done in the ninth with the final score here at the Vet. Reds 4, Phillies 1. Again, the line score, the Reds with a run in the second, a run in the first, a run in the second, a run in the sixth, run in the eighth, 3 solo home runs. They beat the Phils by a score of 4-1, 4-10-0. The Phillies with a run in the third, 1-3-0. Winning pitcher is Fred Norman. He goes 6. He may not have been happy coming out of the game. Bourbon with a really nice 2-inning hold while Alcala got his first save. He struck out 1 and walked 1. Kaat gave up the home run ball a little too much. Went 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. Schuler had a nice 3 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned. Twitchell went a good inning and 1 hit. Doubles by Concepcion and bench. Triples by Schmidt. Homers by Concepcion and George Foster landed 2. 1 kind of went out of the stadium as the second one really did go far and gone. For the Cincinnati Reds today, Concepcion 2 for 4, run scored RBI. Foster 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs is today's MVP. For the Phils, they had nobody who had more than 1 hit. Cash, Boa, and Schmidt with all hits. Schmidt with the RBI triple. So the final score here at the Vet, Reds win 4-1. The Reds go to 10-4, while the Phillies will drop to 10-2. Let's take a look at a week forward and see what we can find out, what might possibly be in our future in broadcasting our games. We'll go all the way to next Saturday before we'll see again and see what's on the schedule. As we'll wait for this to pop up and get us our schedule. Give me 1 second and we'll take a look. Again, we'll look for a day game on a Saturday always and a night game on a Monday if possible. So the next games are going to be on May 1st. So batten down the hatches. Here we go. We kind of looked at these kind of earlier. The question is going to be who is going to be most needed to watch these games. So let's kind of go ahead with Monday's games being in the books. Let's go ahead and go ahead and play these out and see what happens. And then we'll kind of look at the statistics as we're waiting on. So give me 1 second. We'll go ahead and take this quick commercial timeout. We've been here for about 45 minutes. I'll be right back with the Monday night game you're going to get in one moment as we'll come right back here from Sports Time Machines Monday Night Baseball. Thank you, folks. I do appreciate that. Let's now go to our statistics here and see if we can find something out about today's game. So I went ahead and brought off the standings here. So right now the Red Sox hold a 1-game lead over the Yankees, a 2-game lead over Cleveland. Minnesota's a half game out. Kansas City's 1 out. Minnesota with a lead. Phillies are in first place. The Mets are tied, but they're playing 650 baseball and have lost 3 more games. They've won 3. Cincinnati Reds now hold a 2-game lead over Houston and 3 over Los Angeles. So let's take a look at our day games for next Saturday. The Angels and Indians, third place against third place. Nothing grabs you there. Actually, we might show that game for Mr. Nolan Ryan. You know what? From Cleveland's Municipal Stadium, I'm going to go ahead and make that decision. We've already shown you Yankees and Royals on Monday Night Baseball. So how about this? Let's go ahead and put this one on manual. We'll have Nolan Ryan pitching against Pat Dobson from Cleveland on Saturday's game of the week. So please be here for that. And I hope everyone will be, because I think that'll be a very exciting time seeing Nolan Ryan in action. Maybe he can have a no-hitter or something like that, something to really make things exciting here in the hot stove season. Well, folks, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. This has been the Sports Time Machine. You've been watching Sports Time Machine's Monday Night Baseball as the Cincinnati Reds defeated the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 4-1. We'll see you in Cleveland this coming up Saturday.